want to say it's a trend, but there's been this wave of companies rebranding themselves. We saw Crackle Barrel try to do it, and there was a ton of backlash. What are your thoughts on all that rebranding stuff?
I think the mistake they made is that there was so much personality and so much history. They just went too far. They just removed a whole element of the design that people were so attached to, and everybody freaked out. And I was really disappointed when I found out they went back on it. It made me think, was this whole thing a massive PR stunt? Because I'd never heard of Cracker Barrel before this, and now I know exactly who they are. But that one was just, it was too much for a brand that had so much history and so much personality and so much story. They just went too far and stripped it down. There's, over the last sort of 10 years or so, there's been this whole wave of debranding, I think. There was a great piece by Bloomberg about debranding. Like the Pringles logo, for instance, got a haircut and stripped it down, and now it's just black and white. And I get why they've done it, because in today's world, your logo has so many more touch points than it did 30 years ago. You now need to have a variation that works inside the app icon. You need a tiny little variation for the favicon in a website, and you need scalable variations of your designs that work in all of these different formats. And lots of those older brands just don't have them. So when I design a logo for a client, the end result is like 16, 17, 18 different file formats for them to work with. And that goes all the way from tiny little logo mark all the way up into like a badge version or something that would work on the side of a building, and then inverting that and then different colored variations of it. So there's loads to actually hand over when you finish the project. These brands that are trying to do this and trying to create a visual identity that works in today's world, older ones have to be really careful about how they tackle it, and they have to keep the history of the company. They have to respect the fan base that they've got. You know, nostalgia is a powerful drug. When people have a brand like that they've associated with over so many years, and they strip massive parts of the design away, it annoys people, and you got to be so careful with how you do it. You got to treat it with respect.